Also, coming out of Lions training camp, we have been seeing that Jameson Williams has been thriving so far, according to a lot of people, when he's not eating the most atrocious breakfasts of all time and throwing up on the sidelines. He has been killing it
What
in
was it,
training
like
camp.
nacho cheese and fucking hot Cheetos for breakfast?
It was gravy and hot Cheetos.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that was
crazy.
wild.
Yeah,
Crazy.
it's kind of wild. But
Nice to know I eat like a professional athlete sometimes.
Donnie was telling me earlier, and I hate to say this man's right, but this is a make or break year for Jameson. You know, if he doesn't perform at a high level this year, that man's probably he's not going to be with us for long. So he's got to put up a solid year. And I think this year is that man's year. And from what everyone's been saying in training camp, it sounded good, it's looked good. So we'll see how he plays in this Ben Johnson offense. Obviously, I feel like out of everybody on that field in terms of passing, he is one of those third or fourth guys to go to still. Obviously, I think you look Amon-Ra, you look Laporta, and you even look Gibbs's way before you maybe look JMO's way. But I think JMO could still make a big impact in the offense. I don't know what you guys think about it, but
No, I definitely, I think so too. And as much as it sucks to say, I do agree with Donnie about it being a make or break year for him. But like, I am still very high on JMO. I always have been.
he's got
It's
the
just
talent.
sucked
He
that
just needs to
I
perform.
was gonna say it just has sucked that, like, he was obviously coming off that ACL tear his rookie year, and then last year,
The
dumb
gambling
mistake
was
with the
his fault.
gambling thing.
That
It
was
was
his
his
fault.
fault. It was his fault, but also the
It's a
rules
stupid
are
rule,
incredibly
but
stupid. So
still.
like, I don't 100% fault him, but like also like 75% of the blame, you should have known the rules anyway. Like, it's a dumb rule, but you should have known the rules. That's on you. Like, you're an NFL player, you got to be smarter than that. But I mean, he didn't miss a ton of time. He looked okay. Down the stretch, especially, I thought he was playing better last year. And obviously, he scored that huge touchdown in the NFC Championship game. So, like, the signs are there that if he can just get it all to click and he can just stay on the fucking field, that he could be a really good receiver. It's just that part of it right now. And, like, I don't want to like be like all Lions curse, but like I've seen this shit play out with so many other players before of just like not necessarily that he was as good as Jameson Williams was, but like Jeff Okuda could not stay on the field, wasn't super great on the field anyway, but like was a player that a lot of people were kind of high on, coming into the draft and everything, and then he just fizzled out in Detroit, and now he's just going to be a bust. But I would hate to see JMO go down that road. So
I mean, like I said, I think JMO kind of determines how the offense is going to be this year. JMO comes out and he's great. The Lions offense is either going to keep pace or be better. I think if he comes out and falls flat, I think the offense could easily drop I think he's more important than even what you said. I think if he comes out and he's just flat bad, like he's been really the last 2 years,
once he's
his
bad.
offense could go from. I think the Lions. I mean, he was okay in the context of if like he was like a 6th round pick. He was a 1st round pick. Like
That's okay. I see your point. I see your point.
He has 1st round pick expectations.
No, I see your
But
point.
um,
That's valid.
if he comes out and he's just awful, I think our offense could go from top 5 to outside the top 10. I think he is like a very, very important piece just because Amon-Ra's been healthy for the most part. He only missed 1 game last year. Laporta hasn't missed any time. Like, if one of those 2 guys go down, those are our only 2 real, like, solid pass catchers now that Reynolds and everybody else is gone. So I think J-Mo needs to come out and he needs to be like, not even like a top 20 receiver. He needs to be top 50. Like, he needs to be like a solid level starter for this offense to like keep pace.
Yeah, I need you to, when you're editing that, I need you right after he says solid pass catcher and Reynolds, I need you to splice in all of the drops from the NFC Championship game. Please and thanks.
Okay.
Reynolds is a very good receiver. I don't like the shit he does.
You don't actually need to do that. I just wanted to make that joke.
He had 1 bad game in 2 or 3 years in Detroit, and it just happened.
In
to
the
be
most important game of his fucking career to that point.
Okay, well, it happens, I guess. I don't know what to tell you.
If you're a dog, you show up in those moments. That's all I'll say.
That's fair. I would say yes, this is definitely make or break for JMO. I want to ask you guys, statistics wise, what are we looking for JMO? Like, how many catches, yards, touchdowns? Like what should be the goal for JMO this year?
I'm thinking you're in an offense with Amon-Ra St. Brown, Laporta, Khalif Raymond, Gibbs. There's so many people that they could
A
throw the
lot of
ball to.
weapons.
I'm saying anywhere from I don't think he needs to break 1,000 because I think Laporta and Amon-Ra, who are better, are gonna do that. But I'm saying it needs to be it needs to be 800-900 yards, and I think
Yeah.
he's gonna be our touchdown guy. So I'm saying probably 6 to 8 touchdowns. But if he could be, I could also say 800 yards and he only gets 600, but he could also have 400 on the ground. So honestly, if he puts up about 1,000 all-purpose yards, I really that is I think a solid year. The reason I'm also kind of, I mean, I know we're still 2 years away from that, but I'm also okay with him just being okay because I feel like knowing JMO, I no offense to JMO, but I feel like if he has one amazing year where he pops off, I feel like he's gonna want the most insane contract ever. And if he's just average the next couple years, I would not mind keeping that man on a cheap deal to keep that kind
Yeah.
of in athleticism and intensity. So if he stays like,
And then you maybe get like one crazy year out of him in a couple of years, you know?
yeah.
Hmm.
I have a pretty simple answer. I need him his. This is gonna sound rough. I need his floor to be 600 yards and about 5 touchdowns because that's what Josh
I was
Reynolds
going
did.
to say the same thing.
I think that's fair. That's absolutely fair.
That's
It
like
was-
that's like if he doesn't have that, like I would fucking trade him before next year. Like
Yeah, I agree.
that's how bare minimum needs to be.
Yeah.
That's it.
I
If he
would
plays
like-
if he plays 16, 17 games, I agree. I
I
absolutely
would like him to
Yeah.
play more. I'd like him to get more like 800 to 900, and touchdowns are so weird. Like I would
There's
say
so much like that doesn't show up in the stat line with that
Yeah.
about like
Yeah,
why.
and to be fair, if he did that, he would about double his production from last year.
Mhm.
Last year, he ended with 24 catches for 354 yards and 2 touchdowns, which I do not
And that
remember.
was in how many
Catches.
games?
It doesn't
2,
say right
3,
here.
4,
But Josh
5.
Reynolds, I believe, played every game last year. He maybe missed 1 or 2, but he
I
had
was-
40 catches. He had 40 catches for 610 yards and 5 touchdowns. So
Yeah.
I don't think
I
that's
agree.
unrealistic by any means. Like I said, I want to see 800-900, but if he doesn't get at least 6, like he's fucking out the door. He has to be.
Yeah, I'm with you, Donnie, again, surprisingly. Did not think I would ever agree with you on anything related to Jameson Williams. But yeah, no, I think
You guys have finally just kind of come around. I feel like I've stayed steadfast, and you guys have now.
I think if
he's gonna be this,
assuming
and
he
now you're
plays
kinda like, okay.
assuming he plays a full season, assuming he plays in all 17 games, which I mean, he'll probably miss like a game or two. People get banged up, it happens. I would like
people
to see
have their
at least
oblique torn off
500
the bone.
yards and at least at least 5 touchdowns, given that he plays in a stacked offense and a stacked wide receiver room like that.
He played 12 games last year.
Yeah.
Like, he played 12,
And he had 350 receiving yards and 2 receiving touchdowns.
he had just over 300 yards, and
And then he did have a rushing touchdown.
Josh
credit to him.
played every game. So,
Well,
Yeah.
we just need
that
JMO
is-
to do.
and
to do-
Josh Reynolds was like undrafted, and Jameson Williams was a top 15 pick. So yeah, I think 600 is the absolute bare minimum.